Late night TV is watching its ratings take an absolute dive to the point that the entire genre may end. But that's not stopping them from attempting to bend the will of the executive branch, trying to drive a wedge between President Donald J. Trump and Elon Musk. It's crazy considering we want late night, the legacy of Johnny Carson, to continue, but people like Colbert and Fallon don't seem to be bowing to the audience's desires. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel that never tires of telling the truth, bringing you the latest in entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. It's what we do, even despite Hollywood being tired of our tireless efforts to expose them, well, to you. Folks, we ask that you click the like button. We'll get underway. It's a spicy one, but it's one you need to know. And here we go. All right, take a look at this, folks. It is a list of the latest articles. If you search late night TV and Elon Musk, it turns out that they must destroy not Orange Man, but richest man in the world. Elon Musk, late night TV host, despite their cratering ratings, this is what they're spending their time on. Look at this, out of the New York Times from 2 days ago. Seth Meyers, Donald Trump got cable guide by Elon Musk. TV Insider from 2 days ago. Colbert mocks Trump over President Musk and tests out Elon impression. Late Nighter from 2 days ago. Stephen Colbert's 2024 holiday cartoon stars Elon Musk and brainworms. IMDb, Colbert mocks Trump over President Musk and tests out Elon impression. Folks, it's non-stop. Why are they doing it? We'll tell you. We'll explain. Here's what we've got out of TV Insider by Martin Holmes. It says Colbert mocks Trump over President Musk and tests out Elon impression. Now, I am sure that all of this is organic, and I am sure that the late night hosts just individually, each one of them decided that Elon Musk was going to be the new target of their humor, and that it was all going to be aimed in the exact same direction, that Elon Musk is either A, President Musk, or B, that he is overshadowing Orange Man Bad. Here's the article. Stephen Colbert chimed in on the latest Donald Trump drama on Thursday's episode of The Late Show, as some people have started referring to Elon Musk as the real Presidente. The late night host opened the show by focusing on the Republicans' rejection of a 3-month stopgap funding extension, which means unless they come up with a deal that night, the government would shut down at midnight the next day. Unfortunately for these comics, although I am sure that they did not return to specify what happened, well, the government didn't shut down. It would be terrible. And oh, by the way, Musk seems to have gotten his way. It would be terrible, Colbert continued. We need the government. Who else is not going to tell us anything about the drones? On Wednesday, House Speaker Mike Johnson negotiated a compromise with the Democrats to fund the government through March. As Colbert pointed out, this was all upended at the last minute by Musk. And then, folks, what you don't know, or at least they didn't know, or at least they didn't tell their audience so, is that Musk seems to have won. The bill was cut from something like 1,500 pages down to 150, maybe even more dramatically. And the pork seems to have stopped. They don't know what to do with the new media. At the risk of getting in trouble, we'll play just briefly a small part of Colbert and what he was saying, so you'll be able to hear it yourselves. Here we go.
Welcome, one and all out there, all around the world, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. I just want to start off, Merry Christmas.
We'll skip ahead just a bit so he can get to it. Here we go.
Now, if you're a federal worker, you might get an unexpectedly extended vacation, because yesterday, Republicans rejected a 3-month stopgap funding extension, which means unless they come up with a deal tonight, the government would shut down at midnight tomorrow, which would be terrible. We need the government. Who else is not going to tell us anything about the drones?
Now, I just want to play that snippet so that you can all see that this was the headliner. This was the lead from Colbert and the rest of the late night goons who used to be the Johnny Carsons but decided to turn it into partisanship instead. This is the lead. This is the MSNBC hour, apparently. Like, they are full partisan, and they have not yet figured out that this doesn't work. So 1, it's ineffective. 2, it's destroying their ratings. And 3, this is unaffordable at this point. Like, it's just sad to watch them do this. Kevin, I see you nodding in approval of what we're saying. At least I believe so. Kevin, what am I missing? Is there something that the late night hosts know that I don't, that perhaps doubling and tripling down after the election, is that going to work and save late night ratings?
You're not missing anything. This is typical. I oftentimes say when you're dealing with certain partisans, they don't actually learn anything. They triple down, they go into hiding, and maybe they hire a new PR firm and then strike again when they think no one's paying attention. This is just an extended temper tantrum. It's going to go on for the next, 2 or 3 years, except, this time we don't have certain hats you can't say on YouTube. No different.
Well, it's just sad to me, though, because it didn't succeed. It's not going to succeed. And I, frankly, would like to see late night television taken back to being something funny again. I want it to be something that you can get ready for bed and you can turn it on, get some yucks, get some laughs, see a celebrity interviewed, and let's just have a neutral ground for people to enjoy entertainment. That would be nice to me. And does anybody disagree? Does anybody on this panel think, oh man, I need more partisanship late at night. I need to hear about those wascally Republicans again?
No, look at what SNL just did this week. They just had for the weekend update, they did their annual segment where Colin Jost and Michael Shea write jokes for each other, and it was all just super inappropriate. A lot of like super raunchy race-based stuff, and no partisanship whatsoever. And it was all cancelable jokes, and it was hysterical, and everyone loved it. There was nothing, they weren't talking about politicians or anything like that. It was just people being funny. And let's just get back to jokes and being funny.
Right. Well, this is the level of humor they have. This is out of The Wrap. It's by, I believe, Kayla Cobo is the name here. Kayla Cobb. Kayla Cobb says, everyone step aside. Jimmy Fallon has figured it out. The NBC late night host debuted the couple name for Donald Trump and Elon Musk, Elonald. So, I don't know, writer's room of 20 people. They came up with Elonald.
Why not Donlon?
I would like to congratulate Jimmy Fallon for continuing his streak, because this is probably the 10,000th joke in a row that he's told that I have not laughed at.
Well, I want to think about this. They've got 24 writers probably. They're spending, if you think about every single writer is probably being paid something like $80,000 a year. I don't know, somewhere in that vicinity, maybe as an average. I mean, you're talking about lots and lots of money. And Steve was funnier in 2 seconds than an entire writer's room. He immediately, Steve, what was the name you came up with? In just
Donlon.
Donlon. That's funnier than Elonald. This is insanity to me.
See, I'm actually just sad about Fallon though, because remember when was it 7 years ago, and he had but Fallon was still just trying to be the funny guy, and everyone was actually enjoying him. And everyone would watch the clips on their breaks and all that kind of stuff, sharing the jokes, sharing the games and all that kind of stuff. I know countless youth groups that modeled what they did for their game times with their students off of Jimmy Fallon, because it was fun. It was accessible. It was repeatable. And then it was about 2018. Finally, everyone's just the dog pile hit him. And he decided to jump in with Kimmel and Colbert, and it was just dude, he was funny, and he's the one that I think that if any of these guys can turn it around, it is him. He's just anyway. That's just my 2 cents on that.
I'm sorry. You found Jimmy Fallon funny at some point in the past?
Yeah.
I have never once in my life. Not for one single second have I ever found a single thing that man has ever said funny.
Yeah, but I like people.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, that's our major difference.
All right, let me show you this real quick, okay? And again, folks, people will ask, hey, Pro, why did the channel turn political? And my answer to that is we didn't turn political. Entertainment went crazy political just prior to the election and after. And this late night issue is what I'm referring to. Right? They have the opportunity to just go back to being funny. And if they did, all their people would be employed for the next 5 to 10 years doing late night, the same we've done for generations. But they refuse to. They want to tank their industry. They want to destroy the livelihoods of the people who work for them because they can't get out of politics. And I as a channel covering entertainment, and they ostensibly as the hour upon which entertainment happens in the evening. I have to cover them going politically crazy. This is by Jed Rosenzweig. I hope I got that right. I don't think I did. By Late Nighter. Year-end ratings, Gutfeld sees huge gains in 2024. Says rating numbers for TV's traditional late-night shows may be on a steady decline, but it's an entirely different story over at Gutfeld, which saw huge viewership gains this year. According to year-end Nielsen ratings data released by Fox News, the late-night style show hosted by Greg Gutfeld grew its nightly average to 2.5 million total viewers, a 35% increase over last year. Among viewers aged 25 to 54, it was a similar story. And by the way, that's the one that matters because that is the demo. When you hear about the demo, it's talking about this age group because this age group buys stuff. So who are the advertisers advertising to? These people, the demo. And they're not demolitioning anything. No, they are the demo because the demographic that buys is the demographic that the advertisers are buying to advertise to. It says with a nightly average of 355,000 viewers, up 33% year over year. So when Charmin or whoever it is that makes the little cartoon bears, Lauren, is it Charmin that does the cartoon bears that teach us how to wipe in their commercials?
It is indeed Charmin.
Yes, the bane of our existence. When Charmin buys an ad, they're buying it because the 25 to 54-year-olds are going to buy up some TP. That's what's going on there. Gutfeld now draws the most total viewers across all of cable TV at 10 p.m. Eastern and is the highest rated show across all of cable news among viewers 25 to 54. It covered a demo. All right, so let's compare it, okay? Because I am not here to be Mr. Pro Fox News. I'm not here to be political or partisan or any of that. I just want to compare. How do these numbers compare to the traditional late night shows? In short, it depends on how you look at the numbers. That's never a good way to go with. Although Q4, that's quarter four numbers, have yet to arrive for the other shows, Gutfeld's total viewer numbers compare favorably with those of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert for the year's first three quarters and are greater than each of the other traditional late night shows. As reps for the other shows are quick to point out, however, the pool of viewers watching television when Gutfeld airs is far greater than those watching at 11:30 and 12:30. Well, whoopee-ki-yay, put your shows on an hour earlier. La-di-da. I know they're going to say that the late night cable, local cable news has to have that. I know, I hear it. But,
Pro, I think you need to settle down a little bit. La-di-da is a little bit strong for us here.
I try, Lauren, but once the eggnog starts pouring, the language starts going out as well. Guys, I'll give you the numbers, okay? We've done the research before. We know this. Gutfeld, and again, I'm not here to toot the horn of Fox News. That's not what the job is. I'm just here to put this in perspective. At the same time that the three network so-called funny men have gone completely partisan, Gutfeld is beating all three of them combined. Seriously, all three legacy network late night comedians, if you put all their viewership together, Gutfeld on cable is beating them. That's not to say that Gutfeld is the greatest thing ever. That's to say that this can't continue because their salaries and these writers' rooms that Steve beats in 2 seconds by himself, that is an unsustainable ecosystem. You actually have to have people watch and care about what you're doing as much as they hate it. Lauren, late night has turned into Star Wars. Tell me I'm wrong.
I will not tell you I'm wrong. The golden age was back when Carson was still doing the show, and I still go back on YouTube and watch some of his old shows. Obviously, it's dated now, but that guy was a master, and he was quick. That was a guy who could come up with stuff on the fly and absolutely sell it. He was a joy to watch. There's never been another like him.
Very, very well said.
The last good late night, or at least the last major good late night host that I ever remember being around in modern day was Conan. I think Conan always said the Trump jokes are too easy. It's hack stuff. I'm not going to do them.
So he would bring the bear out instead.
Well, yeah, but
you think Conan's funny?
Oh, I think Conan's hysterical. You think Jimmy Fallon's funny? We're not talking to you about anything about who's funny and who's not.
I liked Conan best when he had Norm Macdonald on. When Norm was on, It was just incredible.
Yeah.
I'll
think
give
Norm
this to
Macdonald's
Conan.
funny? I'm kidding. Norm Macdonald's actually funny.
In the '07 writer's strike, Conan was the only one who remained funny because he didn't need writers to be funny. He could be funny on his own. So I will give him that.
Yeah, and he always rejected the political jokes. He never delved down into that mud with all the rest of them. And I think that's why they chose him to host the Oscars this year, over Kimmel, over Colbert, over all of them.
But okay, so Conan's doing the Oscars, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay, Conan is what, 65?
Something like that.
That's the problem. And I love Conan. I'm not here to be an ageist, but there's nobody coming up in the ranks to replace these guys.
No, can I just? I'm going to push back on that a little bit.
All right, go for it. Push back.
Because Billy Crystal, I mean, when that guy used to host, I mean, he hosted up until I think last time he hosted, he was about 65 as well. And that was still like a lot of fun. So, like, I think it depends on who you are, not so much. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not about your age.
Give me Billy Crystal in his 70s over James Franco and Anne Hathaway any day of the week.
I think the larger point, though, is that there aren't new upcomers coming into the space. Yeah. And I think that one of the reasons for that being that the primetime slots are highly coveted and only a few networks are going to be able to support them. Back in the day, I remember growing up in the 1990s, 2000s, where they were trying out all kinds of people for late night, especially on cable television and everything like that. But that really has slowed, and so I think honestly, these guys might be a part of a dying brand, as Pro has astutely pointed out here.
Pro, one of the reasons why I think mainstream late night is dying anyway is because shows like this are replacing it. People are going to YouTube for commentary, for interviews with people. I mean, you know, you've had Dean Cain on. Other places have had Gina Carano, people that no one else is allowing on to hear stories that no one else is telling, completely free of the corporate shill narrative. People don't trust it anymore.
I also want to add, you know, look at the Stallone debacle from a couple weeks ago, where Kimmel just eviscerated him because the guy voiced his opinion. The late night shows are repellent, so it's you don't want to watch it because you just don't want that kind of negativity before you go to bed. And we're talking about people who, you know, even kind of align with the opinions. They're tired of it. They just want to be able to go in and enjoy something. It's you know, late night TV, especially if you were someone who grew up during the Carson era. It's supposed to be escapist, give you a couple quick giggles, and then you go to sleep. And if there was an interesting guest on, you had something to talk about when you went to work in the morning. Now it's just you've got people crying because something didn't go their way, and it's exhausting. Who wants to deal with that?
Not I, said the duck. Not I. But we'll duck out on late night TV for now because, well, they'll give us cause to return very soon, I am sure. Well, folks, we've come to the end of another video of pure excellence and fun. Explaining entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. That's what we hope you believe we've just done. And why should you believe it? Well, because we've done our very best to make it so. To be true, to be factual, and to do what the mainstream so-called access journalists simply won't. Folks, you can help share this out across the fruited plains of YouTube by clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, as we get ready to say sayonara for now, we ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep having fun.